Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for day 2 of my learning and getting better at being a sim racer. Now I have a little bit more time on the wheel, played a little bit more of the game, the settings are a bit more set up. We shouldn't have to deal with anything missing today as far as audios go and whatnot, but I'm going to check the audio real quick and just see where we're at. Alright, it seems like everything is set pretty well. Happy with the music's at, as long as the game sound does not override the music. And we have the game audio turned down somewhat considerably on my end, so I think we're gonna get into it. Yo, what is good? We got vampires in the chat, aka Blood. Love to have you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And I appreciate the time that you spent in with me last time here. It's been a little while, so I am going to get warmed up. Also, let me know if I need to lower the game sound more. There we go. Okay. And I have collectively 30 pounds holding my pedals in place, so hopefully they will not be moving around on me here. But yeah, we're just gonna get warmed up, but we do have a race that we are trying to warm up with. So game sound is fine right now. Okay, if the car gets too loud, let me know and I'll adjust, because it sounds a lot more different to me than it does for you guys. Oh crap. Oh, this is great. Okay, I had no idea that the race was starting. Okay, fantastic. Before we go any further, I'm gonna get the mic into a proper position. Okay, so we're using paddle shifters. Good to know. All right. Yeah, this is fun. I'm starting way behind already. Second gear into this corner. All right. Got pretty good at this track yesterday, although it wouldn't look like it because I've been focusing on a different track lately. We will get some comeuppance on these guys, that I can assure you of. Also, we do not have any traction control or stability control, which is all the stuff that we had active last time. I forgot about this. Okay, into here. Catch it. Oh! Okay, we're just gonna hit ourselves with a restart, given that I was completely in the weirdest spot possible. Alright, how does the game sound through that? You are correct on this. It is the Nürburgring, however, it is a short version of it because apparently the full track is a paid version, which, given the nature of the track and how long it is, I understand. Needs to be turned down for sure. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Turn it down. We'll take a look at that. I want to lower the game sound more because I have changed some settings to get the mic sound better. My mic's at like 5 gain on top of what it's already at, so let me know if lowering the game sound helped, because it should be lower now. It's really hard to catch a car in a slide in this game. The physics aren't fantastic for that, and there aren't great tutorials. So you know, that's the thing that's hard. I looked up drift settings and download the content manager, and it said to turn on more realistic gyro physics, which I have turned on, but the guy said to have the strength set at 25%, and that slider did not exist when I followed the tutorial, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Wow, this car slides a lot more now. Okay. It is a Z4. It is light. I'm not the fastest car on the track. But after this race, I'm going to be in a BMW E30 Gran Turismo 7 for Platinum. Nice. I should have got up to 5th on that straight. Do not give me a slowdown. Thank you. I've really enjoyed this game as far as like getting better at using the wheel and everything. So it's been really fun doing this. Can't wait to show you guys the fast class that I've been, or the fast track that I've been doing and working on lately. What is Pragmata, brother? I am unfamiliar. Unfamiliar and uninitiated. Okay. Well, thanks for being my brakes, dude. That puts me in second. I don't think there's a chance in hell I'm catching up to first. But this is for improvement, brother. This is day 2. Okay, I need to scrub more speed for that corner. Because the car just wants to rotate at the slightest bit. I took that corner horribly, but I got to cut him off here. Hard on the brake to turn us for this corner. Hack and shoot kind of game. Okay, interesting. Is there anything you'd be able to compare it to that I might be more... Because when you say hack and slash, all I'm thinking about is that mission from BO2 when Menendez goes on a rampage, and I know that's not exactly what we're talking about. Also, COD movie, bro. What are we doing here? What are we doing when Call of Duty, when Activision thinks making a movie is going to go well? It actually hurts me. It hurts my soul that they think that would be a feasible option for this community. You're starring in the movie? The 500th nuke. That's what you are. Alright. Don't cut. Okay, there we go. I don't like that a lot of these cars force you to use the paddle shifters. I completely understand why the next race is going to be on this track and it's going to be using the H pattern. The game it's close to, well, I don't know, but it uses the RE Requiem engine. I don't know what that means actually. Like, I know that's how the game's made, but Requiem just makes me think of Cold War. So, the Cold War zombie storyline when you say Requiem. Didn't lose any grip there, which was good. My line's getting better, I say as I go offline a little bit, but it's alright. This car doesn't have enough to break it loose in the corner if you mat it, but I'm still not trying to do it. Capcom game Resident Evil 9. Well, I haven't played a single Resident Evil game, brother, or even watched it. I know it's a very popular franchise, and I believe it's zombie-based in nature. I could be wrong on that. Come on. There we go. It's really fun to send it around in that old BMW on this track. That's how I should be taking this straight. Down to second, brake, hard left, straight over the curb, pin it, up to third, on the brake, downshift. Okay, I need a brake later there. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Same here. Okay. I didn't know that. Never played a Resident Evil game either. Okay. Either that or the COD movie. Not quite sure. Alright, and hard right. I went deeper in than I should have. Don't have to brake too hard for this because you don't rotate too much as long as you left a little bit in that corner. There we go. All right, turning in. No brakes required. That's probably the best I've done that section. Oh yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing coming through my YouTube shorts today, brother, a mention that COD or that on the official Call of Duty account, there's a post that as of 6/30/2028, the Call of Duty movie will be released. And my question is why? Why do we need a COD movie? Can someone answer that question for me? Because the Minecraft movie, I refuse to watch it out of principle. I love Minecraft. I love Jack Black, but I refuse to watch that movie. First we mine, then we craft. That is the most disgusting, out-of-pocket thing that could be said. Like, anyone who has loved and enjoyed Minecraft over the years, if you're not cringing heavily at that, I don't know what you're doing. Because, like, that is a disgusting perversion of what... like, Minecraft is supposed to be anything. Like, it is literally there for you to make whatever it is that you want out of it, right? Like, I just wonder how Notch feels about that, you know? If, you know, I wonder if Notch watched the Minecraft movie. That'd be insane, you know? Let's see, Marvel Rivals Season 7.5 is your final season on it. Ranks. You'll play more single-player games. Every game needs to be a show or a movie. No. That's just like every game needs a battle royale. Like, it's just a bad thought process. Like, realistically, nothing needs any of these things that we're talking about, you know? Make a good game. You don't just make a good game. No. And one of the comments I read on that post said, yeah, exactly, Battle Royale theme is over. And you know why? Because everyone did it, and then everyone got sick of it. It's going to be the same thing. I'm not a big extraction shooter fan, so I don't understand, man, you know? Notch probably had mixed thoughts about the Minecraft movie. I feel like it would have been a little more than mixed sauce. I feel like he would have had harsh feelings about it, if we're being honest. Is this a time attack? No, this is a race. Okay. So this one's fun. This one's going to be using the H pattern shifter. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little sad that the first race didn't have one. Now I'm going to have to warm up on that as well, rowing through the gears properly. So, here we are. We're in. There we go. You just pin it in this one. Do you drive in real life, Lindoshi? Do you have a vehicle or a license? Just out of curiosity. Now the sad thing is, the braking zone for this thing is far worse than all these guys because it's that much slower. But I didn't have as much speed as I would normally come through for lap 2 with, so. See, this one doesn't slide nearly as much because it doesn't have the same amount of power. I feel like the suspension's better set up for this car regardless. But I feel like I've been getting really good at like timing my downshifts, which is pretty important when it comes to like taking corners well. Love taking small roads fast. Now when you say small roads, can you give me a little bit more context on what you mean by that? Like short, as everything here is small? Are you talking about like the width of the actual road or just like little stints of road? Don't need as much, but just a little bit of rotation for the corner with the brakes there. I'm at the gas. And third, we're going to try to crank out to fifth. It might just hit the top of fourth here, honestly. Like, I'm getting drove by because our cars are just that much faster, you know? The success I've had on this track has come in the form of me getting really aggressive in that first part of the lap. Now we're gonna late brake here to turn in. Downshift a second, okay. Thought we could just third through there, but... yeah, so now we're... Drop down to get that power back. I'll be able to pass this guy. Don't get into my way, brother. I'm just gonna ride out the top of fourth and brake. My braking started earlier, but I closed a lot of the gap on this blue BMW right there. The thought is this thing's way better in the corners, and that's what you're trying to do. So I do like the challenges that Assetto Corsa has set up, because it does teach you to be more versatile in the way that you drive. Because it's like, all right, here's a mid-pack car, here's the slowest car, here's the fastest car. It's interesting because all these racing lines, like, I feel like they're, like, in Forza, I feel like they're more accurate when you have the racing lines, especially to, like, which vehicle you're suited in at that moment. Whereas this game, I feel like there are general racing lines, and it doesn't really match your car, so you just kind of have to figure out what makes sense for what you're driving. The sense of speed and whatnot, especially the control through corners and whatnot. Oh, no, that's not what we want. Why'd that not go in? I guarantee I pushed the clutch in on that. It didn't want to downshift. That's fantastic. I'm pushing the clutch and it's just refusing to take. It really is a money shift. Hi, honey. What's going on? I see eyes and I'm not sure what that means. It really was a money shift, but thank goodness all the damage and everything that mitigates it doesn't exist. I don't run out of fuel, I don't run out of tire, I don't damage the vehicle. But everything else is simulation. The steering, I have no traction control, no stability control. It's about as raw as you can get, you know. Ayo. Now, I feel like Forza Motorsport 6 would be pretty unforgiving because, like, I play with that on controller, and eventually here I'm gonna play on Xbox with this whole setup. But with the way that throttle application works in that game, I just have a feeling that everything's gonna spin out way too easy. Oh, I put it into fourth instead of second. That's the reverse of a money shift. That's just a bad shift, or a miss shift rather. Now, if I can make some passes on the back half of this against these guys as I go far too wide, that's great. Okay? I'm gonna late brake. There's no way I catch on any of these guys. We have to send it. We have to send it so hard here. Cranking out the top of fourth. Oh man, I just want to get inside here and pass everyone, but it's not gonna happen. Get out of my way. Oh no! I sent it on a tire barrier right before we got across the line. I took the gray guy out at least. I should pass him. I should be able to get back to the line before him. Yeah, he's just staying there. I think he died. Yep, he retired. Yep, he's done. I didn't get last. I didn't get last. Wait, we have another lap to go? Oh, that's very unfortunate. That means I was in a good spot. And I should have been paying more attention for this corner because I was just driving straight, waiting for it to put me back in the pits. And I would have been more... I would have worked harder on getting back on track faster and being more serious about this. But if I catch anyone now... Alright, we gotta lock back in. So here's the question, Andoshi. Does your vehicle have a standard transmission or an automatic transmission? Come on. There we go. Okay. Pushed it in with a lot of power. I say a lot of power, more like a lot of speed, because I was not in the power band. Which Forza, may I ask, good sir? Because there are lots of them. I was playing the original Forza Horizon just before this game. Well, not this game, but the sim rig arrived. Really enjoyed playing that game. It's my favorite Horizon game for the fact that it's got more story basis to it. Actually, I really shouldn't say that because it's not that much better in that regard. Horizon 3 was such a good one. Horizon 2 is the one that I have the most playtime in, though, by far. It was my first Horizon game. It was actually my first Forza game in general. But yeah, we got 6th there. I'm not proud of that finish. I have gotten 2nd in it in the past, but we're just kind of fast-tracking, going around these tracks, and in some time. And I got a faster lap time than I have had previously, which is lovely. It is hot in here right now. Okay, now we're going to do the E92, which I believe this one is going to be another paddle shifter car, which I'm not going to be super happy about, but it's whatever, you know? Oh, I see an H shifter. We'll see when the first red light comes on if this is... Nope, it's paddles. Now I'm gonna shoot ahead. And now we follow the braking path because we have the speed. Hard on the brake, off the brake, on the throttle lightly. Not sliding here, which is good. Alright, we're in 2nd. Add the power. We get this easy. Power down. Alright, 2nd. Add the power. Add the power. I caught the spin. Which, like I said, in this game seems to be insanely difficult. It tried to spin again right there. It tried to spin again right there, bro. These cars do not want to stay on the track. Now it's going to get a lot of slippage to the left, but we got it. We caught it. Oh, don't give me a cut here. Don't give me a cut here. Okay. Up to 3rd. Top of 3rd. Brake. Down to 2nd. Add power. Full power. I'm going to catch them on this braking zone. Either that or they're going to fly away from me, but I feel like I'm going to catch them on this braking zone. Okay, I braked a little too hard, but I feel like I did catch up with them a bit. I did. Now I gotta figure out how to catch some in the other parts of the course because they seem to be going faster than me on the straights. Either that or I'm just catching up way more here. I'm losing them because that section I'm not good with this car. I've still been driving these racetracks and then hitting them several times over and over again. Like, I've probably spent a couple hours on each of these tracks, to be honest, with different setups. Because I like to get good at this. I don't want to finish 7th, 6th, 8th, you know, that kind of sort of thing. And typically I don't like podium finishes, but don't like, yeah, anything but a first. But in a game like this, that's got to be grinded for because you're actually inputting everything. And the opponent's strength is actually quite high. Oh, we're fucked. Yep. I have to slow down for 10 seconds before the end of the lap. We'll get that right here. This is the sort of stuff I hate about this game. 0. Just got a 10-second penalty because I sent it too hard. Yeah, my shot at wanting to win this completely gone, but we can still podium here. I nearly missed that braking zone completely. That was 100% brake, which is actually hard. The springs in these pedals are... It feels like they're trying to make you use F1 pedals, even though I know F1 pedals would be insane in comparison to what I'm doing here. It's just the stiffest brake pedal I've ever pressed as far as trying to hit maximum brake pressure. Also, if you want to know why my wheelie chair is not doing the whole wheelie thing, I have 2 tore up shoes behind my chair under the caster wheel, so it doesn't move. Okay, we overcooked that a little bit. That's fine. We can cut back in. Power out in the corner. Down to second. Little brake. A little bit of brake, catch it. Yep, there we go. You have to do very micro adjustments in this game to catch stuff like that. Let's see what I can pull back in the last lap. There we go, okay. We walked it to the outside of the track without issue. Alright, we're not getting any cuts here. Turning in, it tightens here. Mat it. Now the next track that we go to is going to be crazy as far as what's happening. We're using the KTM cars, which I was only familiar with due to Forza Horizon specifically, like the KTM crossbow sort of thing. If you know what that is. Feel like I'm doing all right here. I'm winding in this orange car, I feel like. My goal is to overtake him before the finish line. And by the looks of it, I think I'm going to get that. This has been my worst line through here, but still, I think I'm still going to be able to catch this guy. Full sending. Don't lift. Brake better, brake better, brake better. I got him. Cut him off on the inside. Don't cut, don't cut, don't cut, don't cut, don't cut. You son of a bitch. Hold on. I can slow him down for 5 seconds. Can slow him down for 5 seconds because the AI is horrible at that in this game. I overtook him and just slowed him down for 5 seconds. Once you get ahead of people in this game, bro, they slow down. They just slow down. They don't know how to act or pass, it seems like, unless they're trying to send you to the Shadow Realm. We'll take a second place after all that. I went off track and still reeled it back in. Or maybe, no, this wasn't off track, was it? Either way, we're going to let this finish out. And then we're going to go do the one that I've been working on. And yeah, that's a fun one. It's a fun one. It's a real fun one. How's the cam look with the wheel and shifter, by the way, guys? Because I changed the camera a little bit today to make it look a little bit better. The capture a little bit more, rather. Okay, so now we're moving to the KTM crossbow. Abdu, what's good, brother? So now this is the one that I've been really, I don't want to say struggling with, because when you're at high speeds, everything is different. The biggest thing that I can say with this track, your lighting needs a little bit of work. I know, and I do apologize. I have my ring light upside down here right now to try to hit my face with light so I can have it so y'all can see my face, but that doesn't seem to be the reality. So I just want you to understand how much I try to get this all to work properly. But this setup with, is that better? Is my face more well lit now? No. Wait, can I turn the brightness up on it? Gonna see how ridiculous I look now. Hold on. If this fixes it, it's going to be the stupidest thing ever. But hey. Alright, so I want you guys to know this is the most intense one that I have had and encountered so far. But it's also been the most fun. And I have a pretty good path through the field here. Okay, I braked way too early there. First time I've been on this track in a while. So what I've been doing is I've been sending up to 5th gear here, later braking, down to 4th, pitch into here, down to 3rd. Caught the spin, that was awesome. 2nd gear corner. So I won this race yesterday. The game says I didn't, but what happened was it took forever for it to load the screen from when I actually picked the track. And what happened was I hit stop on the Steam screen, but it didn't stop the game and allowed me to continue with the race. So I raced, and the second the race ended, it closed Assetto Corsa and didn't save my first place finish. So that was upsetting because I worked for like 3 hours on that last night. Oh shit! This wasn't the part of the track I thought it was. The fact I didn't crash there is actually nuts to me. Also, that little green patch has caused me to spin out like 50 times. This is the section of the track that's been hardest for me to master. That last corner. Is the lighting better though? Because I do have God's Let There Be Light in my face. All right, now this braking zone begins here. Oh, brother. Think so? I can't really tell. That's not good. Oh, okay. This track is so much fun, though. I love this track. It's been such a good time. This is the short corner. Wait to brake. Now. I don't like hitting that green stuff because if you try to switch gears on the gas there, it will make you spin every single time. My rear right tire sits there and it F's me. Oh no, please. No. I'm in first, come on. I'm so mad, bro. I was in a good spot. I tried to send it on that corner. And I missed a shift, or I missed a downshift, rather. I want first on this track because I know I can get it. Fifth, fourth, third, second, third, fourth, fifth, brake, fourth. Oh, it didn't go into third. No, it didn't go into third. It went halfway. Okay. All right, we're gonna. Oh, someone's stuck on me. Someone was stuck on me, hitting the horn, dude. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna take another practice lap. We're gonna restart this. Oh, both of them got God. Okay. That's good to know. You wait till you're over the crest of this, and then brake. Into third, off the brake, on the gas, about here. It's just a nice, high-speed, fun track. Oh, okay. Yep, nope, I screwed it. I screwed it. I screwed it so bad. All right. Tired of being stuck in the past. Here we go, boys. My clutch was all the way in. It said my clutch wasn't in. Okay. I gotta pull a weight back. Yeah, I literally have 20 pounds of collective weights, 4 weights collectively holding my pedals in place. Dude, I cannot tell you how much more I sweat doing this than I do any other game that I stream. But it's such a fun time, bro. I love this. I've never been able to drive on track, and this is the closest thing I get to it. Really? Just gonna ride out the top of fourth here. I'll pitch it in. That was nice. That was real nice. I accidentally put it in second for a second. These cars can brake way harder than I give them credit for. I don't know what I did in my seat, but I made it better. Really, this section is just so much fun. No over rotation. I don't understand. I don't understand why that's a penalty. I didn't cut track. I drove deep into a corner. Oh, come on. I could have picked... That probably wasn't the worst spot to do that, by the way. Especially with the lead that I had. I need to see where their braking zones are. Here? If I come back, I'm coming back. I'm coming back from this. Oh, on the straight as well? These guys just not know how to put their foot down? Oh, well, you're going to try to block me on the outside? I don't think so. There we go, brother. Come on. We got this. We absolutely got this. I feel like I've figured out the track for the most part. It's just this last section that I was telling you guys about. So I'm good here. This corner, I'd like to have a better idea of exactly how I'm supposed to take it. This next corner, I know well, because I had a lot of issues with it, as you can imagine. Because you haul ass through there and then you have that little chicane to mess you up. And I refuse to go all the way out to that edge because you have to be so careful. Is this Deceiver Workout? No, not really. It's more like Deceiver Sweating Simulator. Nope, 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 nope. Please, please. I don't know what I had happen there. I don't know what I touched and why that came. Thank goodness it left. Did mess up the mic position though. Okay. Yeah, no, I panicked there for a minute. Why on God's green earth did I decide to try to take that out of gear? Fourth, up to fifth. Okay. Yeah, I got this as long as I don't make any other stupid mistakes. All the way up to 6 and just crank it out. On the brake, down to 5th, down to 4th, down to 3rd. 2nd here. There we go. The issue is I like to send it 100%, right? And the issue is this game, especially without traction control and stability control, is very unforgiving for that. Man, could you imagine if I got a Twitch message that wasn't just a bot trying to tell me where I can get fake viewers? That'd be crazy. Hi, Abdu, I'm so sorry. I hope you're still here, man. Completely spaced on kick chat, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's the most speed I've carried through that corner. It was by accident because I was reading chat, and it went well. Here we go. Crank it out, and brake. I would not want to send it harder than that into that corner. I would lose it. Okay, that was probably the best I've taken that corner. Especially as far as the line's concerned as well. I followed it pretty well. Not, like, I wasn't even trying to stick to it. I was just trying to help the car do what it needs to. Stay in control, stay in the power, you know? Alright, crank it out to 6th. Brake. 5th. 4th. 3rd. 2nd. Dude, I feel like I'm getting so good at this track with this car, at least. This is a great time. Might not actually be a great time for this track, but it's a great time for me, and I'm having fun. Also, Brian Shaw has an arm wrestling match against Leonidas Zarcona tomorrow. Really excited to watch that. It's been about 6 months plus since he's had a match, so it'll be really interesting to see how he does there. I didn't want to get full on the gas until I was off the green there. Kind of sent it through the top 3rd there and catch the rotation. There we go. There we go. Like I said, that is about the limit of what I can do in that corner. Any further, any faster. Not shifting until I get off that, dude. You just get that wheel slip and then it just sends you. It's so unforgiving in that way, but you learn the mistakes. You learn them. Please. Please, 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 please. This is literally the last lap. If I lose now, I'm gonna cry. How much time did I have on these guys that I can do that and come back from it? Because I'm on the straight now carrying speed and nobody passed me. Which tells me I had a massive lead on these guys. Rode to the 6th for the fun of it, brother. Oh, yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. But we got the win, brother. Come on, dude. That felt so good. I want to know what my best lap was. 2:08. And I had the best time for every section. See, yesterday, the S3 section, the little purple thing up here, this is purple not because it's me. It's because I had the fastest sector time of all the sectors. For example, section 1, I had a faster time by almost 2 seconds than the next closest well, yeah, I'd say about 2 seconds. 47.6, dude, just look at it. It just felt so good. Feels so good to do that because I struggled. I struggled and grinded to get that time, okay? And I feel better about it now. All right, boom. Boom. We're done there. Congratulations, I got gold. Hello? I heard my fiance out the window and saw her reflection in it, so I said hi. There we go. All right. KTM Valunga. And it's a race. I don't know what track this is. I may have raced it. I may have not. We'll see. I know how the KTM works now, but now I'm going to have to learn these corners. So, every time I start a new track, usually it's pretty abysmal for the first while, because I have no idea what the track layout is. It's one thing I wish I could see is the track layout. So all I have to do is judge the other cars on their braking times and how they handle these corners that come up. Okay. This is a speed section, but I have no idea what lies beyond it. Oh, come on. I kicked it up to 5th, but I missed. Okay, it seems like that's a... Okay. Ooh, this is going to be a fun track once I learn it. It's a high-speed track. Very high-speed track. Oh, brother! I felt like I saved that, put it back on track pretty quick. Okay, that is a stomping left turn. I say stomping because the brakes. Please no, please no, please no. Don't give me a cover for that. I'd put it into 3rd if I knew I wasn't going to have to downshift again right here. Although I probably should have put it into 3rd if we're being honest. Holy crap, this track is going to kill me. Okay, this is part of the track that I had with the Fiats. So I know this section. No idea what the speed is going to be like with these cars on top of that. So I would go down to 2nd here with the Fiats. Go down to 3rd. Oh boy. If the next turn is what I think it is, it's not. It's not. So the right side is what we do with the Fiat. Oh, brother. Our lines crossed, but it's alright. It's alright. I'm going to get him on this next. I'm going to get him on this next straight. You suck. Get overtaken. Nope, 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 nope. See, it's so annoying because you can't. The BO6 Zombies streams probably are not going to be returning, as far as the fact that BO6 Zombies is not the current game. I haven't even played the most recent BO7 Zombies map, but I've had a plan for that for a while, for doing that map. Hi, honey. Oh, is that what you're doing? I'm learning a new track. I am dying. It is hot in here. So it's not just me. Does the PC feel like it's hot? So it's probably my body heating this room is what you're saying. I know, but like, I'm not sure if it's, I'm sweating so much. I'm literally sweating a ground. Huh? Well, I'm certainly taking a shower after this stream, that's all I know. Oh no, I money shifted it. Well, I disagree, but apparently it's hot in here because I'm in here. I don't agree with it. She's lying to me, chat. This track seems like it's going to be really fun. Like I said, I got to learn the layout. I got to learn how all this stuff works. I'm going to be in last for a bit until I learn how all these corners work out. Why did it not take second? So, the fun fact in this car is if you put it into second too early, it will overload the rear wheels and it will send you into an instant slide. If you're going slow enough, and you just barely do it, see the car jerked when I did that, if you're going just slow enough, you'll be able to catch it and manage it without actually spinning out. There are more times than I'd like to... And I'd like to admit spinning out on that, especially yesterday. Went through a lot of the pain points yesterday on how this car works, but again, just learning the tracks is going to be crucial. But the fact that I'm able to crank back the lead on some of these guys, even despite my bad corners and whatever. Oh boy, this is going to be a fast section. I don't know if the car can hold the track at those speeds. So that's a 5th gear corner. We're not going to be putting it up to 6 through there. Doesn't make sense to. It makes the car less stable. Another variable. And not that much more speed added, so it goes longer like the straight on that last track. Guess who's in the middle of insane thunderstorms? This guy. Pillowcase, I'm sorry, brother. I missed your chat. How you doing, man? Still here, brother? There we go. And power out. How dare that light turn off without my permission? Why? I keep accidentally shifting 3rd to 4th when I'm trying to do 3rd to 2nd for corners like that. I got this guy on this next corner. Ooh, that was the most sustained slide I've had. So, now that I've had the mistake, not going to be able to catch him in that corner. I'm going to say the next 3. Most like... Oh, no. Okay. Okay. We were cranking it back. We were cranking it back like Soulja Boy out here. We're going to get this. I appreciate you at least being here, brother. All right. We're going to restart. We're going to see what we can make happen on our 2nd attempt. 2nd time ever racing on this track. What's my most viewed video? My most viewed video is BO2 versus BO3 Panzer. Bar none. And it's a short. My most viewed YouTube video is a camo grind fix that I had for Modern Warfare 3 for the Forged camo. At like 26,000 views or something like that. And the most viewed TikTok is, I believe, is my Black Sky camo TikTok. Would have been able. Oh, why am I in 5th? I thought I was in. I was like, why does it sound like that? Why does it sound so underpowered right now? Because it was. Okay, that was a rough section of track. We're fine, though. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Someone's been punted. I wonder who did that. Unsportsmanlike racing, I tell you. These guys just can't race clean these days, I swear. That's about as late as I could have done that without going off track. It's honestly that next section that's going to be hardest. Not this turn. Not this turn. This corner is what I have to figure out for this car. Okay. Okay. That's about where it needs to be. Remember, we're staying in 5th. Off the gas a little bit through here, I think. I was great to see players beginning their journey into sim racing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm loving every minute of it. I have a Mazda Speed 3 in the garage, but I've never been able to go to a track and truly race cars. Of course, I've done some shenanigans in-game. In vehicles, like, you know, drifting in snow and whatnot. Genuine question, neutralize. Would you do me a favor and tell me scale of 1 to 10 for first time? Like, this is my second day streaming sim racing, our third day playing sim racing. What do you think as far as what do you see? How bad or well am I doing? Oh, come on. That was a great line to tell. No, I normally downshift to 2 there. And then misshift. Wow, okay. I start making all the mistakes after asking that question. Not doing bad at all, mate? Alright, I appreciate that. Makes me feel better. Because last time I streamed 2 days ago, I was a struggle setting up all the mechanics. Like getting... Where, brother? My pedals keep sliding out left because I kicked the clutch. There's people that are all over the place. That's fair. See, I've been into driving for the longest time. Ever since I was a kid. My first video game I ever played was called Dukes of Hazzard Racing for Home for PS1. Of course, I had it on the PS2. So, I do want to ask, if you're a native Assetto Corsa player or have time in the game, how do the drift mechanics work in this? I downloaded the content manager, and I saw a YouTube short tutorial to turn on the more realistic gyro physics, and I did that, and in the video the guy had a slider to set it to 25%. Mine didn't have a slider. And I'm driving with 0 traction control and 0 stability control. Why'd I shift up to 5th there? There was no need for that. And I should have been down to 2nd there. Bro, this KTM crossbow feels amazing though. Okay, I did the clutch action entirely before I did the shifting action. What's so hot to you? I'm confused. I'm gonna have to explain that one, Blood. Could I? Oh no! Please, 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 please! Damn it! I accidentally put it in the second when I wasn't supposed to. I'm gonna get hit by another car. Second time on this track, by the way. Seems oddly specific. You don't really need to do anything. Do some drifting on AC. It's mostly about the mod packs you're using, the cars. Where's a good place to get those mod packs? Because I haven't done a single mod pack. I've downloaded the content manager, and that's all I've done. I tried drifting a Corvette that this game has. Could not get it to sustain a slide. It would only spin out. And that was before I changed the gyro. Talking about when you're saying you're sweating? Oh, yeah. It's mad hot today, that's fair. It's 65 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which isn't, like, it's technically 7 degrees less than room temperature. I mean, not technically, it is. But I prefer it to be like 40 outside, especially when I have my window open, because it's like nature's AC. And I'm from the Midwest, so it, like, it's nice to have cold, because I don't do well in the hot, man. I used to walk over a mile to school every day in negative weather. No specific places, all over. Give me a sec. Just want to get through this corner without crashing. No, I didn't need to go down to second there. It's not the Fiat. Personally, I get most of my mods on Patreon. Okay. A lot of modders are on the platform. Does some high quality free mods. Just support them if you want. Was that the end of the race? Yo! Your boy finished in first. Let's go. I literally did one practice run. I ran the race one time before that. That is awesome. I really do like that track though. It is so much fun. It's such a fun track. Oh. Oh, goodness. Alright, let's see timetable. And I had the fastest section through it. Okay. Best lap. 153. We'll take it, brother. And it's 83 for you. Ugh, dude. Don't live in the desert. That's disgusting. Okay, let me ask you this, Neutralize. Is there a particular creator that makes Assetto Corsa content? Or is there like a specific community hub or place that I can find like the communal tools and mod packs available? Because otherwise I'm just searching Assetto Corsa X, you know, Assetto Corsa whatever it is that I'm trying to figure out, and just having all these randoms on the internet having different... Wait, the Nürburgring... Oh no, that's not going to go well. I'm not going to do well there. But I just don't want some randoms giving me bad advice. But maybe I should just YouTube, you know, free Assetto Corsa mod packs and stuff like that. But so the only thing I've been doing is the career, because it's the thing that's easiest and smoothest for me to play so far. But brother, it's been a fun time. Okay. So my face when I'm driving seems to be more lit up now that I've made that change. All right. Also, I appreciate you hanging out, man. It's nice to talk. Nice to talk to people, especially who are of the persuasion that loves to drive. An hour and 12 minutes, brother. That's how long I've been streaming so far. I had to punt him out of the corner because there was no way I was going to brake well enough there. I saved it, though. I saved it, bro. Okay. They had a better angle going into that corner. I was like, how are they not braking? Because I understeered the hell out of that. So I know this track already, obviously. This stream we were driving it in 2 different BMWs. The gearing seems to be pretty similar for these turns, at least. This part's gonna be fun. This next section. Probably need to be putting power down earlier in that corner. This is going to be 5th. Yep, just 5th. No 6th. Okay. These cars work much better through this. They're literally track toys, so... Ooh, I caught it. I'm locking in, brother. Ooh, give me just a second to read that neutralize. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you messaged back. Okay, so that same sequence is good there. Oh no! I accidentally spun out because I accidentally put it first. Shit! I'll slow down at a different point when I can do it naturally in 5 seconds. Stop pushing me around, you little shits! Never do it on the first run, right? I gotta get some time back. I don't know what's realistic in doing that, but it tells me where I sit in comparison to where these other guys are. I'm gonna try to send it through this corner. All right. Wow. Okay, just barely made that. Ooh. When you start unwinding the wheel is about when you can start putting the power down. Well, there's overtake, but again, no, there's no specific place. Hubs that are actually exist or scums that steal mods and mod creators. That makes sense. They're always the scum of the earth everywhere you look in all sorts of different communities, so I appreciate the advice, though. Are there any popular creators you'd recommend looking into? Because as far as sim racing goes, there are only like... I used to watch like AR12 Gaming like way back in the day, and then people like Gingium way back in the day. And obviously he doesn't do gaming content anymore, and I watched him through that, but alright, we're catching up. Wanna be on the inside here. We're gonna be on the inside again here. Watch. Yes, sir. I have to catch that guy in the next lap. Wonder what it's going to look like here in this braking zone, though. Oh, I was a little later. Please no. As long as I don't get a slow penalty, you know? Start applying power. I got this guy in the braking zone. Oh, I say that and then I go too deep. Don't overpower it. All right, brother. There's a lot, so it would be complex to give a recommendation. I think it's about knowing what you like. I should be able to read more on the straight, I'd hope, at least. Or at least when the race is over. If only I could get that guy. There's not enough track left. I couldn't outbrake that guy in this corner and pass him on the straight. He's too far ahead. Please nope, please nope, please nope. Keep tires in. I put it, I swear sometimes I smack it in the third and it just doesn't want to go. Like that. Ooh, that was sweaty. All right, so there's a lot. It would be complex to give a recommendation. I think it's about knowing what you like, and you're going to naturally be attracted to some creators. In my opinion, there's creators that do some things a little better than others and worse on some point. No one's perfect mod creator. Also, some mod creators have done like maybe 2-3 banger mods and poof, gone. I feel like that kind of happens, right? Like, I come from the COD Zombies community, and like when it comes to us, like we've had so many people. Oh, sweet. I had the fastest times for the sections, at least. Meaning if I didn't crash, I probably would have won the race, but you know. Because I had the best lap, too, by not a second. Oh, by 2/10 though? More like one. Yeah, more like 1/10, actually. Wow. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's see. Anyways, I'm getting bored. I'm going to say how my day was and what I did, and whatever my day was pretty decent. There wasn't much bad things at all that happened. I got out of school fast. Nice. Made like 2 VTubing models for people. So that's something you're picking up. Hey, brother, if you're making stuff like that, make sure you're getting paid. Make money for your talents, brother. Creation. All right. And I apologize. I have hand sanitizer at the ready for that. Oh God, express purpose. I didn't cut my hand on the mic stand. Let's go. The only mod creators that stay consistent are the ones turned into a business. Race Sim Studio, for example, they do paywall or paywares. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey man, I mean, if you're good at something and you spend a lot of time on it, it makes sense to get paid for it. It's just nice to know that there's support for the game. I can't remember what track this is. Getting into a lot of creating stuff is what I'm realizing. Hey man, it's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing at all to get into creation. It's my content creation has been my passion for, well, since I started watching YouTube, really, which in the 15 years at this point. Damn it. And that's what I've heard, that the paid mods aren't that expensive. I just need to know what like I want some drift-centric mods. some car-centric mods, and some maps, or some tracks rather. The reason my clutch pedal keeps slipping is because every time I go to hit the clutch, my pedals are facing a diagonal. My pedals are like this, and my feet are like this. I actually took that well for the first corner. I'm getting better at catching this car in a slide, I'm realizing. Thank goodness I spent so much time on this track already. I missed third for that spot, but looks like a lot of people missed that spot. Could it have been due to me? Absolutely, probably was. But I might need to turn the opponent's strength back up because first cornering them and then having the entire track to myself isn't as competitive, and I'm not going to learn as much from it. Oh, brother. Oh, please do, sir. Please do. I would love nothing more than that. I braked way too early for that. Worked out, though. I don't like going out to the edge for that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I might overtake all these guys on the straight again. I'm not even lying. Oh, no! Ah, that sucks. Track limits do not exist here, it seems. What do you mean by that, brother? Also, I gotta undo the wheel for a moment and push it back in because I pulled it out. But I would greatly appreciate that. Neutralize. I do have a Discord server that could be put into if that is something that you'd be willing to do. Otherwise, we can figure something out. But having someone who knows the landscape for the game is greatly appreciated. White line track limits. Oh yeah, no. Wait. No, that's not at all what I wanted. I wanted to restart session. There we go. Okay. I appreciate it. I'm actually going to fix my pedals real quick as well, because when I tell you, so my feet are like a straight line. My pedals are a line going like this. So like, they're not quite at a 45-degree angle to my feet, but my clutch pedal is increasingly running away from me, and I need to fix that. Oh, I didn't realize I knocked a 10-pound weight off the wheel, or off the pedals that were holding them in place. Ow. Ow. I just squatted into... Oh, wow, I'm hurting myself. I sat on my nuts after trying to dig out my kneecap with something. That was fun. Okay. Wonder if I will ever build a sim racing setup. I would recommend it. Yo, Neutralize joined the server. Wow, that was fast, brother. You are amazing. Thank you. Oh, come on, really? Okay, that was aggressive, to be fair. I highly recommend it. I got this setup for $243, I think, US. because the wheel, the whole setup was on sale on Amazon, and I hear it's normally $350. I have the Xbox, the G920 version, not the G29, because I have more Xbox racing games, and I don't even think I have a single. Well, I have the Crew 2, which I won't count because I hate that game, especially in comparison to the normal Crew. I know this corner was absolutely horrible. Man, we're just having a good time spinning the car out now. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Andoshi, what's good? You got your little Jeff meme going on? All right. There we go. All right, I got this now. I'm focusing in. Oh, shot past all of them. Let's go. Not shifting up the fifth, just gonna ride it there for a minute. Bro, I gotta stop trying to spin the car out. Okay, we're restarting again. I've thought about doing something where like every 5 resets or every 5 restarts or something, I took a shot and just would see what would happen as the day goes on. Are there other sim racing games or just sim games in general for racing or car-related things that you would recommend? Like, I'm not talking like truck driver simulator or anything like that, but like just other good fun things. I've heard Forza Motorsport is a horrible sim. It's not very accurate. And after playing Assetto Corsa, I don't really want to do something like that. Le Mans Ultimate and Automobilista too. Okay. I think I've heard of Automobilista. Alright, I'll have to check this out. Wow, okay. I have not been paying attention to the track well enough. I have not had nearly enough speed into any of these corners. But Andoshi, genuinely, I think you should send it, brother. Especially if you have an affinity for driving like I do, which from what I've heard, sounds like you do. It's so much fun. There are a lot of people that'll get a sim set up like this and then they won't play it very often. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the Logitech, the G29, you know, the steering wheel isn't very good, you know, the force feedback is kind of weak at 2 Newton meters, and, you know, it's just not very realistic. And, you know, like, I don't give a flying F. I'm happy to have a wheel, a shifter, and pedals that I can interact with to do this, as opposed to not being able to do this, you know? Didn't spin out that time. Right here. I will figure out this corner eventually, how to full send it. I'm doing that probably like 80% ability. Okay, I was hoping the wall would straighten me out like that. It's such a cheat, bro, to just get in front of these guys, because normally they just slow up behind you. I see this guy on the right. Back right was trying to come after me, but it seems like he's not, so... yeah, I backed him off a bit. You can tell I didn't get up to the right speed because the revs that I was downshifting into was not high enough. Kind of always want the car to sound like this. Don't spin. Wasn't a good corner, but it was better than what it could have been. I was afraid of spinning there. Get what you're saying, but they aren't wrong. Logitech is getting weaker and weaker in values. Technologies and sim racing is getting better and cheaper. No, I get that. I get that, but I'm just saying if someone's talking shit about my Logitech setup, I'm just happy to have it, you know what I mean? I'm grateful to have it as far as that goes. And I didn't do a whole hell of a lot of research before doing it. I just saw a bundle and I was like, you know, it'll give me a start. And that's what I want, you know? And I know like Fanatec and I think Moza or what, like I've seen other like brands and I know they're like direct drive or belt driven or whatever the hell is going on with all those different kinds of wheels. And I'm sure given what's happening here, I probably will at some point upgrade. But the thing is, I don't have room. Now, this is my normal office setup where I like do work. But my job goes away next Friday, and then I'm trying to do content creation, so we're going to see what happens. Is sim racing the way? Strictly out of popularity? I don't know. I don't know what kind of sim racing content I should make. I guess that's a good question. What is sim racing content you guys would want to see? That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And I'm not hyper good. I have a strong personality, I feel. But at the same time, you got people like Jimmy Broadbent. Like, I can't be a Jimmy Broadbent, you know? Because that guy's good. IRL and on sim. Just trying to find what the next step looks like for me as far as content goes. Because now, something I gotta do to provide for my family. And that's the nerve-wracking thing, you know? Why did I downshift to 2 there? Not necessary. But I will say this does make, like, doing all this has been a great blast, dude. I started braking way too early. I just followed the line. See, this guy's catching real hard. I heard the turbo kick in without me spinning out mid-corner, which I appreciate. Also, I did not crank those gears out as much as I should have. My opinion should be something you try to develop on the side of another job. You do say that, Neutralized. I've been doing this for 5 years and I am monetized on YouTube. And I have a few months of trying to make it work before I go out and get another job to pay the bills. So this has been, it's set in stone. I'm going to be trying to go full-time content creation for, I'd say, 2 to 3 months is the period of time we're looking at. I had just accidentally knocked it out of gear. Could have went worse, to be fair. It's been my dream forever, and this is the most... I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it did. Maybe I will shift up to 5 there. I follow the line harder too, which means that's going to be a faster section. I will kick it up to 5 from now on. I'll have 5 seconds to slow down. Don't you worry, brother. Not on that corner, but I told you if you try to jump into 3rd there, it just fucking... Okay. Good luck. I really wish it works out for you. I have to admit, I've my reserves. Especially in 3 months. Hey man, just gotta be able to make X amount. You know, my bills aren't very expensive. You know, I have a lot of things going for me in that regard. So, no, I understand people take years to make it a living. It took me 5 years to get monetized, so, and I completely understand that. But I understand. I've made viral shorts. I understand content themes. How you doing, Cact Man? Glad to see you, brother. So, like, trust me, I understand the difficulty and the probability of things, but also if you don't work hard at it, you don't send things, if you don't commit to trying to do your best and making your dreams happen, never gonna happen. This has been my dream since I've been 10 years old to do this for a living, you know, content creation in general. So I'm gonna work my absolute ass off to find a way. Thank you, Cacman. But yes, trust me, I was supposed to put it in 5th. But yes, trust me, I completely understand everything you're saying in that regard. Made a few $100s off of YouTube, and that's with me not making content on a regular basis, residual from stuff. And with me going full-time, working on it every single day, streaming almost every single day, making content on a much more regular basis, searching audience retention, habits, how to edit for audience retention, better thumbnails, better comedy beats. Can ask the boys in the YouTube chat, brother. I've been doing this for a long time. I've had a lot of unfortunate life circumstances happen over the last 2 years that have kind of really pulled me away, and this is my first chance to really, now that I'm finally on my feet again, take a full crack, full force effort at the dream. And that's what we're going to be doing. There's nothing on earth that I want to do more than content creation. It's what makes me happy, brother. Cacman said a lot. Yeah, he's not... And give a brief synopsis. The Lord does guideth me. And if I first seek his kingdom, that's the biggest thing. First seek his kingdom. Everything else will fall into place. Said we were going to kick it into 5th here. I was late on the brakes there, which is why I had that wiggle. Oh, how do I catch this? I don't. Please, 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 please. Would you like to share the verse with us, brother? Because I do not know that one by heart. Thank God the AC kicked in and I have cold air blowing on the back of my head right now. Sure, we'll just leave it at the top of third there. Come on. If you guys are wondering about my hand position, it's so I make sure I select the right gear. If I push over to and up, I make sure I go into 5th. If I pull down, over and back, I make sure it goes into 6th. We're going to push up like this for the downshift. Pull straight back for 4th. Push straight forward for 3rd. Oh, I caught the spin. Down and in. I was trying to show you guys while trying to corner, and I just made my brain mess up. There we go. There we go. We're just going to crank it out to 5th, like we said. Break here. Down to 3rd. Wow, that feels so good and smooth. Wow, okay, that might be my new favorite section on this track, if I'm being honest, because that was nice. I refuse to put it into 3rd there. I just always tire slip, and it's the most infuriating thing on earth. Please. I'm gonna drive out of that fine. Here we go. And 6th. Last lap, boys. Let's make it count. Proverbs 27, righteous man walketh with integrity, blessed are his children after him. Man, I gotta stop spinning out in corners like this. I refuse to let this man pass me after everything we've been through on this track. But yeah, he doesn't put it in the 5th and go this hard into this line. I put it into 4th. How did it go into 2nd? Oh, do not hit me, you son of a... Now the question is, can I pass these two on the last lap? Going into 3rd? I don't know why it doesn't get into 3rd. I'm not going to be at the top of 4th for this, so my braking zone is going to be off. Get into 3rd, brother. I'm messing up because I'm panicking now. My braking has to be better in this zone than it's ever been. Punt him, punt him. No, I punted myself. No! Alright, that's fine. We're taking 3rd. I'm so mad. I ran that, I say I ran that race well. I spun out a lot, to be fair. Oh, brother. I don't know what it is about putting it into third, though. It just doesn't want to do it. I'm just not hitting it hard enough. I'm just slapping it halfway in. Oh, yeah. I was still driving. That's funny. All right, well. I know I'm going to have all the purple numbers on that next bit, you know, when it gets off this screen. G Fuel Hype Sauce. Oh, my back hurts. Logitech shifter things. First thing I upgraded on my rig pissed me off. That's fair. It's not a great shifter, but I mean, I can shift gears with it, to be fair, so. Third, it just sounds so different when it goes into third. Third and fourth are quite violent. It feels like the hardest gear. Okay. So what I'm noticing is there's less pressure on the gears on the far right and left side. And fourth and third are the hardest to pull into. And fourth is easy because it... But, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Really interesting. Oh, I didn't have the fastest first section. Okay, but everything else I did. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. I'm not redoing that because it's a lot. And I've won that race already against slightly different cars, just making less mistakes. So, yep, I'm fine with bronze for now. Okay, we're gonna go back to listing. We're gonna go into Novice Series 4. Gotta stretch more, brother. Ye have a child? I'm aware, brother. I know I have a child, but what do you mean stretch more? I do stretch. I promise you that. Lotus, ooh. I wonder how this is going to feel. Okay. A few other brands can challenge the legendary history of Lotus. You've been given the opportunity to try their entry-level lightweight sports car, and if you do good, you might be able to be a guest driver to many Lotus events. I don't exactly understand how the time attack events work. They just kind of keep going until you hit a certain score that allows you to pass to the next thing, but it doesn't make the most sense to me. Is this paddles or is this... Okay, good to know. I killed the car, but that's fine. Brother, I got down on my hands and knees to put the pedals back in. After one race, it was shifted all the way over again. I don't know how I'm going to have to end up doing that, but... The wee Seaver needeth his papa, and his papa doth not need back pain at such a young age. Brother, I am fat. I have back pain. Sent 2 packs. Thank you so much, Neutralize. I appreciate that a lot. That's a supercharger. Listen to that, boys. It's about 5,500 RPM that kicks in. Good to know, because if you're trying to go through a corner and you're just under 5,500 RPM and you hammer the gas, the supercharger kicking in at that RPM absolutely could spin you out. And I'm not trying to do that, so. What is this first corner? Bro, you don't even need a brake for that. I guess I'll... Okay, hello. Alright, we're going to need to learn the track for a bit, because that corner was atrocious. Maybe fat, brother, but even stretching is good for your blood circulation. I don't know what just happened there. We're not gonna think about it. I'm not in the right gear at all. What is this track? Wait, is this one? I think I've raced this one. This thing goes to like crazy RPMs. Okay, that made sense. I didn't let out the gas for that one. You have to do the braking in that section for this corner. I think fourth will be good. And nope, that's a third corner. That's a third corner. I misjudged the amount of momentum I'd have. And there's another corner that I completely missed, so. Alright, and this is the back half of the track coming back to the finish line. The opposite problem, I'm too skinny and still have back problems. Double scoliosis, 80 years old back at 29, it's great. I feel that, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm 25 and been around 265 pounds. My heaviest was 315. On a scale, at least. I don't think it would have got much more than 10 to 15 pounds heavier than that, if that. And I don't think I was ever 330. But I'm just leaving room for error because there was, you know, I was a blimp. I'm still fat. I'm still more fat than I need to be. But I said third gear for this corner. We should be good now. Yep. Okay. Third's the limit there. Down to second. And power. You have to judge when you can start putting that pedal back down so you're not going to slide it out the rear end going through the corner. Man, that terrified the shit out of me. It was my fault didn't go into fourth. I went into second instead. Down to second there, got it. Down to third here, we said. Titans here. Put that, there we go. I like this game better than Gran Turismo by far. Well, glad to hear that, man. I gotta stop trying to flat foot shift. There we go. Nope. Oh, yep. Yep. That's exactly what we need there. Up to fifth. Down to third. I understood because I gave it too much power too early, even though I had the grip. Just don't want to spin out and go off track and lose points. I think I already got the gold for the time attack on this, so why'd I do that? I'm getting more. Nope, no. We're not going off track. I don't want to lose points. What do you tell yourself with every arcade racer you play? There we go. All right. 5504. Oh, my back hurts. I might take a little stretch for a minute. Let's see. What was my best lap? 113, 622. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. We did get gold. All right. What time is it? 620. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna take a little look-see here at the streams. You boys don't mind. Let's see. We got 0 viewers, 1 viewer, and like 5 here. So I think most likely what we're gonna end up doing, boys, is I'm probably gonna take a break for a while. I'm not quite sure exactly what the stream's gonna look like, if I'm able to get back on tonight or not. We may be playing some BO7 if I do come back on stream tonight, but we'll see. Either that or maybe Mafia 2. We'll get it figured out. But ladies and gentlemen, before I leave you, I'm going to hit you with some verses of the day as per usual, because Jesus is the Lord of my life, and I want to make sure that everyone who comes into contact with me, I can try my best to help them save. And thank you again, Neutralize, for joining the Discord, but we're getting the Daily Bread channel pulled up. There we go. Alright, so 1 Corinthians 1. So 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. For the word of the cross is folly to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved it is the power of God. Now, essentially the context there, for the word of the cross is folly, so it's, you know, the undoing to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. The reason that is if you are saved by Jesus Christ, He is the redeeming power of God, and He is essentially what allows us to inherit the kingdom of heaven. He washes away the sins that we deserve to be sent to hell for, which is why those who aren't following Jesus, the word of the cross is folly, because that's what will send them to hell, unless ultimately they are saved. So there's that, and then we will also, I'm just going to scroll back up and hit a random one here. James chapter 1 verse 12. Blessed is the man who endures trial, for when he has stood the test he will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him. And what I want to say off that is Jesus does not say that your life is going to be great and you're never going to deal with hardships again if you were to follow him. Quite the contrary, actually. You're probably going to have trials and things that you suffer with and struggle with, but ultimately what it comes down to at the end of the day is suffering produces character. That character allows us to endure, and not only endure, it allows us to be used as tools for God's furthering of his kingdom in other situations in life. You know, we endure trials and tribulations. There are going to be other people we come into who are having those same trials and tribulations at a different time, and we're going to be on the other side of our own struggles with the, you know, the foresight or the hindsight and the knowledge of how we got through it. So, you know, the pain and struggling and suffering that you go through in your life, just know you're not alone. There is a creator who created this world, created this earth, created you specifically, and loves you unconditionally and so deeply. So just know that Jesus loves you, whether or not you care to love him back. That said, Cactman, thank you for the absolute bomb of $5. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for hanging out, watching the Sim stream. I'm Deceiver. I hope to see you guys a little bit later. Thank you again for Neutralize, joining the stream and sending those things in the Discord. But again, I'm Deceiver. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. God bless, boys.